It's time for the final stage of the brick making process. We've been working on this project for more than 6 months. And well, if you haven't seen the video where we make these bricks, make sure to go back and check that out. But now we need to fire these bricks. We need to bring them up to more than 2,000 degrees. As they stand, these bricks, well, they look great, right? But they're no good. If you get them wet, I mean even a little wet, they'll just disintegrate. They'll turn right back into their original clay. Not useful at all. So we've got to burn them. We've got to bring them consistently up to this very, very high temperature so that they become useful. So this could go wrong. We could lose 6 months of work just like that. These bricks could get not hot enough, which is okay because you can fire them again. They could get too hot. They can melt, they can warp, so we don't want to get them too hot. And if they get too hot too fast, well, they could even explode. We don't want that. So it's going to be a difficult process and one that is, well, we're going to keep our fingers crossed, but we are going to be using a well-documented firing method. And that starts off with digging a couple trenches. So let's get started. Our bricks are fired in a brick kiln. And in this case, our brick kiln starts off with the crossed trenches, fire pits, or even ash pits. So ash is going to collect in there because we're going to burn a whole bunch of wood to get these bricks up to heat. Now, a kiln is basically a hollow ceramic box that we can create a very high temperature within. Normally in a pottery kiln, we would use already fired bricks for that, maybe special purpose bricks. In this case, the kiln is actually made of the green bricks, the unfired bricks themselves. So we're using the bricks to build the kiln to fire the bricks that they're made out of. That's how it's going to work. The trenches we've laid out here are in an X pattern, 8 feet in distance each way. And this way that lets air in from both sides, or actually all 4 sides of our kiln. And the next step really is to start the inside of the kiln with our fire bricks. So we'll start laying them out in our pattern.
Half brick if you got one. Half brick. Yeah, still good. That edge. Oh. That's high.
Okay, so we're going to tear it down. You know, we got so far into it here, a couple hours of building it, and it's not right. This is not going to work. My first idea for stacking is not going to work. Obviously, I'm not a bricklayer. So I don't want this to collapse when it's half done, half fired. So we're going to tear it all apart, and I'm going to start again. And this time, it's going to be good. Well, we've restacked it. It looks a lot better this time. I was trying to do some complicated things by making a chamber on the inner part of our kiln. That just did not work out. It was going to fall down, and we don't want that to happen, not while it's firing. So I went ahead and just stacked it in a much more simple manner. And really what we're just trying to achieve here is that we can hold the fire underneath. It does have a bit of a chamber in the center, but it's a rectangular chamber. And we want to have these bricks far enough apart that the heat can get between them and it can bake them completely all over. That's the idea. So no matter what we do, some of these outer bricks, they are not going to come to temperature. They are just there to sort of be the box for the inner bricks that will get baked properly. Now, in the time period, their brick kiln would have been huge. This is tiny. This is actually too small. It may not even work because it's too small. They would start with an idea of a small one being 2,000 bricks. This is only 600 or 700 bricks. And they would maybe do one as large as 10,000 bricks or even more. In other parts of the world today, they'll do 100,000 bricks at a time. Giant field of bricks all being burnt at once. We can't do that. We don't have enough time to make that many bricks. So we're doing this experimental tiny kiln just to see if we can make bricks here or not. Will it work? That's what we don't know. We've got to bring these bricks up to temperature very slowly. So we'll be feeding this a small fire for 24 hours until the whole thing gets up to a high enough temperature, 600-700 degrees or so. Then we can start to bring it up to that 2,000 degree temperature. We will feed this thing fast when the time comes, and then we got to let it cool. So we started with a slow heat for 24 hours, just gently bringing it up to heat. About an hour ago, I really started to add the fire in there, a lot more wood, and now we're getting flames out of the top, out of the sides, all over the place. We're gonna keep heating it like this, probably 3 or 4 hours until it really starts to glow yellow on the inside. Then we know we're really getting to that heat. As soon as we get there, we're gonna, again, hold that temperature about an hour and then seal that up. It's done. We'll see what works out. I'm so excited though. Already we're getting some red glow on the inside. This is hot.
Yeah, good, good.
Okay, this is hot. I need to get these bricks, the inside bricks, to a yellow heat. So the bricks need to be glowing yellow, not just the color of the fire. That's hard to do in a little wood-fired, stack this big. I'll bet if we had a much bigger stack, it wouldn't be so hard. But we're gonna keep doing this for about an hour, trying to keep them up to heat. And then we've got to seal it up. We've got to put bricks all around the entrance. We've got to seal it up as best we can, even the top if we can. And then it's got to cool all by itself. It'll have to take a day, 2, 3, or 4 days to cool down. And we can open this up and see what color the bricks are and whether they have burnt to the right hardness. We just won't know until we get to open it up. I can't wait. So it's been 72 hours since we closed this thing up. It's time to open it up. It's cooled down. It's not hot to the touch at all. Didn't want to give the bricks any thermal shock so that they would break or anything like that. To be frank, on the end of the firing night when we closed it up, I was still concerned. Now, looking at it after the fact, take a look at this. I mean, we've got red colored bricks all the way out here on the outside. That is amazing. I mean, I am really excited to get into the inside of this. This is even just a piece of clay that I used to seal up the hole, and it's already brick colored. Now, it's not as hard as a brick needs to be, but it says that even the very, very outside of this got way up to heat. So I can't wait to see what's inside. We can see just how hot this got as it was cooking. You can see the black band that goes around, and the center here where the hottest bricks were right here over this. And it's so interesting to see this sort of rainbow effect of the colors as they move out.
Still feels
Well, we've got 3 stacks of bricks here. These bricks are the outer exterior shell bricks. They were never meant to be fired properly, and they aren't made out of the right material. So they are waste bricks. This stack, these bricks, well, they're still good bricks, but they need to be refired. So the next time we build a kiln of bricks, these will go on the inside. They're already ready to go. And all these are good bricks. We've got great bricks here, maybe about 140 good bricks, and then some really, really good bricks down here, very hard bricks. You can tell, just you grab them and instantly you know those are the best bricks. Those bricks we will use for the hearth in our cabin. So just the floor part, that'll make it a lot easier to cook in the cabin. That's what these special good bricks are for. This has been a 6-month process from start to finish, preparing the clay, making the bricks, letting them dry just right, and then this whole firing process. Truly, truly an epic project. We have learned so much about what it takes to make bricks, especially handmade bricks. And you know, I'll never take another brick for granted in my entire life. And sometimes I see those period buildings, giant brick buildings, and it is amazing to think of all the work that went into just making the bricks. This has been great. Thank you guys for coming along. And if you'd like to watch us make another big project, check out this series.